Now that all episodes are available, how did the finale fare? Was it able to close all the plot holes we identified? Are all storylines concluded, or did this show also just put them on hold, like WandaVision's finale did? Hi there, it's Micha. Come in and we will check it out together. This week the review video is a bit late, as I was quite busy, but as there is no next episode we had to beat, it should be fine. Still, sorry for the delay. As always, my friend Neal helped by providing insights like Easter eggs and viewpoints, and also provided the musical score for this video. Thanks, bro. Now let's do it one last time. This week's plot in a nutshell. The Flag Smashers attack a GRC conference, forcing an evacuation by helicopter and vans, where they kidnap all the senators and officials involved. While Sam, who introduces the world to him being the new Captain America, with wings, pursues the copter, Bucky covers the ground.
I don't fly, man, that's your thing.
Chasing the vans. After redeeming himself, Walker teams up with our heroes. While Walker and Bucky lure the rest of the Flag Smashers into a trap, Sharon, who turns out to be the power broker, surprise, ends up killing Bedrock and Karli to keep that secret under lock and key, under the guise of saving Sam's life. After a heavy speech Sam delivered to the GRC officials in front of running cameras, they end up being more considerate with the replaced populace. Bucky confesses his deeds to jury and scratches off everyone in his book, while Walker is recruited by Val under the US agent moniker.
Now this is more like it.
It's the same, but black.
Yeah, well?
Sam restores Isaiah's reputation by having his story added to the Captain America memorial, while Sharon is pardoned and reinstated, opening up new opportunities for her to capitalize on government gadgets and secrets.
We're about to have full access to government secrets, prototype weapons, you name it. Should be something for everyone.
The show ended on the series title, shown to have changed from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier to Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Okay, let's start with the plot holes. As expected, they were not closed. Even as Disney denied it, it appears blatantly obvious that larger portions of the storylines were either removed or changed from the original version, which continued to show this week. It was particularly visible in the scene where Karli sees Sam in his new costume as Cap, saying, "I can't believe you of all people buying into this bullshit." This makes no sense in the current plot layout, but again suggested that they have had a prior history, that they know each other before they ended up on opposite sides of a fight. Same is true when she dies in Sam's arms, prominently clasping her necklace, which obviously was supposed to have more meaning for the two of them, as currently explained. But we might never find out the whole story, and will have to live with the plot as is. The show's finale had me surprised multiple times in the end, with some positive and negative perceived twists and solutions. I was fully expecting Sam to leave behind his wings, becoming Captain America, which usually doesn't include the ability to fly. The wings I expected would become attached to Taurus as the new Falcon. I thought the new Wakandan outfit would make him stronger but have him earthbound. Although it bugged me a bit, I guess it makes sense to utilize his skill to fly and his experience in using wings. The suit turned out to be his own thing, neither having a Black Panther-like design as Neal expected, nor incorporating black symbols as I theorized. Ultimately, Neal and I share the sentiment that this was the right decision, as this reflects his will to be Captain America for all Americans, even for those who will not appreciate him doing so. This was also mirrored in his speech to the senators in the end, of which I really loved the parts where he addressed his struggle, saying he can feel being hated for putting on the suit, but he still does it, because no one can tell him what he is allowed to fight for.
I'm sorry, wait, who are you?
Captain America.
A special kudos to Sam for owning the decision for becoming Cap, not asking or waiting anymore for someone else to name him Captain America, but for claiming it. For claiming what was already handed to him by Steve and what he earned throughout the series. So we were more than happy to hear everyone, including Bucky, calling him Cap now. What I didn't like that much was the rest of Sam's speech, where he preaches about not calling Karli and her group terrorists, and the fact that only his words persuaded the politicians to change course. I liked that they did change their minds, but in that regard the scene came across as too simplistic. But I will also attribute that to the suspected plot changes. Quick side note, what was up with the design of Sam's mask? Not only was it a weird design choice to put more than just protective glasses on his head, but if you do so, why leave the top of his head completely unprotected? Especially if the suit's passenger is not a super soldier and therefore more prone to head injuries. I was also baffled to see Bucky's confession at the end of the episode instead of the start, as this was his main motivation to leave Sam at the end of episode 5. It also bamboozled me that they basically skipped over it, not even showing us the whole conversation. As this was supposed to be an emotional high point, I felt cheated out of it by not really being allowed in. Same goes for the rest of Bucky's list, though I guess they decided it was enough with Bucky's doubts and self-hate, which dominated his prior story arc throughout the MCU. This decision allows Bucky to show up with a clean slate in his next appearance, allowing further development of his character and attitude. I also can't believe they missed up on the opportunity to change the name of the titles in the end even further, as Bucky is not the Winter Soldier anymore. Hasn't been in a while. The title card should have read Captain America and Bucky Barnes. As for Walker, I was surprised that he was redeemed, but was also happy about it. The guy is no Steve Rogers, but no one will likely ever live up to this. He lost his mind for a while, killing an unarmed, yet not innocent terrorist, just minutes after losing his best friend. Not a heroic move, but a human one. And they did that in an organic way. He joining the fight when Bucky was weakened, helping him, just to have Bucky rescue him shortly before getting his head smashed in to return the favor. In the moment of truth, where Walker had to decide between revenge and heroism, with more distance to his friend's death, he proved to be not a lost cause. I really appreciated his quick nod to Sam to acknowledge handing over the mantle of Captain America without any challenge, while I liked his enthusiasm at the end when he was recruited to be the US agent.
We're not gonna need a Captain America. We're gonna need a US agent.
Not the US citizen, but he was called both in the comics. Neal and I both really enjoyed Walker's story arc. As for his recruiter, Val will likely be an important player going forward. She is likely working with Thunderbolt Ross and also seems to be in league with Zemo, as she implies in the end. Something that would feed into our theory from last week, that Zemo might join forces with the Thunderbolts soon. By the way, Zemo's butler killing the Flag Smashers via bomb was one of the biggest twists this week for Neal, who very much enjoyed that. Talking of Neal, Val stated that
Things are about to get weird.
igniting a theory in him that this could be setting up a connection to the upcoming series Secret Invasion, which sent us around the Skrulls, as seen in Captain Marvel, infiltrating key positions of Earth officials to take over the power. In regards of Sharon, I was correct that she is either undercover or completely gone, being the power broker, with the latter apparently being true. Neal thought it to be too obvious and would have preferred us to see her journey to that place. Now, Neal believes she will join forces with some organizations from the comics like the Dark Avengers, Hydra, Thunderbolts, AIM, or Oscorp. Neal expected this to be directly linked to the upcoming Armor Wars series featuring War Machine, which is a story about government tech getting into the wrong hands. On my end, I think this could be still a deep undercover job. Maybe she is trying to infiltrate one of those major threats, but her actions would be hard to be explained away at this point. Most of her interactions, like giving them access to Dr. Nagel and her general support, didn't make much sense for her role as a power broker, even if her main goal was to procure a pardon to get access to her old clearance. She helped the guys more than could be expected. Therefore, I still wouldn't close that door around the deep undercover topic quite yet. Easter egg. The smoke bombs Sharon provided Karli's group with produce green smoke. This could be a hint that this is Oscorp technology, which usually has green lights, LEDs or lasers, or releases green gas. So maybe foreshadowing the Green Goblin showing his face in the MCU soon. Regarding Isaiah, was he now completely rehabilitated? Or does he still need to hide? I mean, he had to fake his own death, so either Sam outed him to be alive without asking him as a surprise, hoping to clear everything, or he just cleared his history and officially he is still dead. Tough one, but as his real name was displayed, likely the former, but we can't be sure. In any case, the highly emotional scene where Sam takes Isaiah to the Smithsonian exhibit and shows him his newly erected statue was one of this week's highlights for Neal. It closed Isaiah's arc and brought the show, which started with Sam at the museum, full circle. We both are sure that we will see him again, and especially his grandson, Elijah, who is also no unknown in the comics. Maybe in the newly announced 4th installment of the Captain America franchise? Before we get to the ratings, here's some more plot points that had me scratching my head this week. Sharon shows up wearing a mask, but got rid of it after meeting Bucky. Nice for our benefit, but otherwise an unnecessary and stupid move. Just stay in disguise. And why did she take out a flag smasher via mercury vapor? An unnecessarily cruel way to kill him. Which doesn't seem to bother our heroes. And why did the evacuation happen via van and helicopter, other than keeping both Sam busy in the air and Bucky on the ground? And how did the flag smashers manage to take over the drivers and pilot seats? And Bucky and Walker using the Flag Smasher app to lure the group into a trap also felt a bit too easy and constructed. But the most annoying thing for me was Batroc blackmailing Sharon for 4 times his payment to keep her secret of being the power broker, leading, predictably, to his death. That was so stupid. He was supposed to be a career criminal. No criminal who wants to stay in the game would ruin their own reputation by renegotiating a contract after already agreeing to it, aka blackmailing their client. This was just unbelievable to me. With all that in mind, I was only able to score the episode with 7 out of 10 points, which is still very solid. Same rating from Neal for the finale. Overall, considering the complete miniseries, Neal especially enjoyed Bucky's redemption arc and the tightening of his bond with Sam, while he thought Zemo stole the show and was his favorite character. Looking forward to seeing more of him in the future. I agree and also really liked the handling of Walker's character, who I really never perceived as the villain, as he did, mostly, the best a human being could do, all things considered. I'm happy that they didn't end up making him the big bad at the end, as I falsely predicted last week. Speaking of the big bad, we both believe that the show wasted a lot of its potential on the weak adversary. Karli and the Flag Smashers never felt like a real threat, as the show also tried to make them relatable by having Sam, for reasons unknown, try his best to humanize them, didn't help at all. Again, pretty sure this all is based on last-minute changes, even if the producers deny it. The original product likely made much more sense, but we can only rate what we can see. After watching the first episode, I was hoping the finale would make us feel like... But unfortunately, we ended up feeling like... Well, not that bad, but you get my point. Because with great power comes great responsibility, and with great success and high benchmarks come great expectations. It's a Marvel show, so it still was great, as shown by the overall average score across all 6 episodes, which rounded up to very impressive 8 points. Honestly, would I have rated the overall experience at the very end? it would have scored somewhere around 7 points, but fair is fair. In any case, the big question around Steve's succession was clarified, and the series didn't leave us with a lot of storylines on hold, as WandaVision did. How did you like the finale? What are your feelings about the show as a whole? Let us know in the comments. That's it. As always, if you enjoyed this video, like it and feel free to share it with your friends. And why not subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any future video. Make sure to also hit the notification bell to get a heads up whenever a new video is posted. So much for now, see you next time and thanks for watching!